Maritime chokepoints like the Strait of Hormuz, Suez Canal, and Bab el-Mandeb are critical to global trade. Disruptions here can send shockwaves through supply chains, affecting the entire world economy.
Over 80% of global merchandise trade by volume moves across the ocean, relying entirely on a network of critical maritime routes. This volume funnels through 7 specific maritime chokepoints. These narrow passages are vulnerable to active conflict, militant blockades, and severe climate events. Because trade relies on these nodes, a single disruption creates a ripple effect, raising costs across the entire global supply chain. The Strait of Hormuz is a primary artery for the global energy market. It carries 20% of the world's oil supply through a passage only 33 kilometers wide. This chart shows the impact of the February 2026 closure. With the strait blocked, transit stopped, and crude oil prices began a sharp climb past $100 a barrel. In Southeast Asia, the Strait of Malacca handles 29% of all maritime oil flows. It is the principal route for energy shipments moving toward the major economies of East Asia. Market pricing for energy is directly linked to the physical security of these 2 specific waterways. Any threat to transit immediately alters the global cost of crude. The Taiwan Strait is the primary corridor for high-end electronics. It serves as a single point of failure for the global supply of advanced AI semiconductors. To the west, the Suez Canal and Bab el-Mandeb Strait form the shortest maritime link between Asia and Europe, facilitating up to 15% of world trade. This corridor is physically narrow and geographically exposed. Commercial vessels currently face missile threats from Houthi rebels and the structural risk of physical blockades. When these corridors are disrupted, shipments of technology components and consumer goods stop moving, creating shortages that impact manufacturing and research worldwide. The Turkish Straits are the only maritime link out of the Black Sea. They regulate the flow of vital grain and fertilizer exports moving from the region to the global market. In the Western Hemisphere, the Panama Canal handles roughly 6% of global trade, connecting the U.S. East Coast and Latin America to Pacific markets. Water levels in Gatun Lake, which powers the canal's locks, have dropped due to recent droughts. This has forced restrictions on vessel size and a reduction in daily transits. Global food security and commodity flows depend on both stable regional politics and predictable weather patterns in these key lock systems. When the Suez route is blocked, ships utilize the Cape of Good Hope. This open ocean route around the southern tip of Africa is the primary fallback for global shipping. Rerouting around South Africa adds 10 to 15 days between Asian ports and European markets. These extra days increase fuel consumption and insurance premiums, removing vessels from the global market and reducing total shipping capacity. Relying on fallback routes increases logistics costs and reduces supply. Businesses must adjust their procurement strategies to manage the resulting pressure on global prices.